everybody. And welcome to another very exciting episode of Mom's Pearls.
Yes.
My name is Leah, and I'm here with my co-hosts and friends, Brenda and Diney.
Hey, everybody. Hey.
We're all moms, and we're sisters in Christ. All right, ladies, viewers, so let's get to it. Have you guys ever heard a song that you used to sing when you were younger, or like before you became more Christ-like? And later in life, you're listening to that, and the lyrics make you uncomfortable because you realize you probably shouldn't have. So let me tell you. So the other day, a song had came on, and I was like listening to the words, and I'm just like, oh, I used to sing that, and it was so bad. Like I don't even want to tell y'all because the song was horrible. I mean, it was just like, and I was like, ooh, and I could specifically see the old me like getting it in with every word, every line, and I was just like, yeah, that's not gonna work.
But I can relate because you know you got your groups like the SWB,
all of them,
the New Edition.
They touring now.
They touring now. You know
What's the matter with Candy Girl? Who don't like them some Candy Girl?
Come on.
Well, it just depends. Okay, so what about on TV, right? Not everybody's a music person.
No.
But a lot of us can get with watching some things on TV, or we see a commercial where they show or say something that we know doesn't sit well in our spirit, right? So that's what we're talking about today. Have you guys ever walked out of a movie theater because the amount of language or violence or sexual scenes was just too convicting for you to just sit there comfortably?
Yeah.
And in today's world, since we are in 2019, we're keeping it all the way 100.
Let's keep it real.
Let's not neglect social media, okay?
Oh, Lord.
We've had to unfriend some people, stop following on Instagram because of the posts. I mean, all the way from the top, right? All the way from the top of our government to the bottom.
Please stop.
I mean, they putting their life out there, and you know when you get to feeling some type of way, now you want to brand, and you like, hold on.
Well, I don't need to know all that.
Right, exactly. Like, please.
Keep it a secret.
Please. Exactly. All right, so today we're talking about what we've all experienced, and that's what our conversation is really just going to be about today. How we deal with those things, you know, because we've all been there from music to TV to internet, and what are the things that God expects for us to do, and really how to live a lifestyle in 2019 where we're still, you know, ourselves, we're still us as human beings, but we're filtering what's going in our spirit, because that's really the most important part, is that above else, we guard our heart, for everything that we do flows from it. And that's coming from Proverbs 4:23. So that's really what we want to talk about today, really guarding our heart and how these things affect us for today, okay?
Right.
So let's talk about, let's jump right in with my favorite, music.
Come on now, okay?
Sing us a tune.
I get so weak. I can sing it all. I mean, we listen to it all the time. The gym, on the way to work. We go to sleep too. We put it on for the kids. You know, whatever we need to do. We really don't
think about it.
But
because one thing I'm guilty, you know, I am guilty of it. Hey, we're all guilty of some, you know, our we call simple little pleasures. And one of them is music. I'm a music person. I love music. I love jazz all the way to the oldies. In between, I'm a hip hop girl. I came up when hip hop was hip hop, the hippity hop hop, you know, all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. Backyard barbecue and everything.
That's just
red light special.
You know, and then you got TLC coming up in there with all that little stuff, you know, hat to the back, and I'm like, but now, as I'm older, and you know, and I'm thinking about it, well, you know, when they talked about, you know, some of their music, you know, it was kind of like, at the beginning, it was something cutting edge that wasn't heard of when it came out. But now, when you sit there and you're listening and you're actually hearing the words, I'm like, oh.
Because a lot of times it was like the beat, it was the vibe.
That's what
like, you listen to that Fresh Prince Summertime. You just
that puts me in the mood in the summertime. When it's like now, that's what I want to hear. Because it puts you like, when you be driving,
But then you gotta look at God's perspective. perspective.
Yes.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? So when you think about it, okay, is God gonna, you know, when you think about it, when you're listening to those words, is that something you would say in front of God? You know what I'm saying? Can you actually say some of these words really in front of him? And then when you think about it, like, oh, you know?
And because too, so many times it crosses over. Like music, it starts one way. Like we might listen to Fresh Prince Summertime, but if we listen to the radio, that's not where it stops. Then you got the thong song on or something. You know, you just rolling with it because you know you out, you got them. And I mean, so like it was like Memorial Day was the holiday we just passed.
Right.
And so I had it on. I can't even remember what station I had it on. But I was like, I need something different. I love my gospel. I love my jazz. Thank you, Lord. But I need a little. It's Memorial Day. It's the holiday. The kids weren't in the car. Let's just do what we do. And I mean, I was just like, gosh, everything on is just so rough. Like,
well, you gotta go to Soul Town when it's the oldies but the goodies.
But it was the oldies but the goodies. But it was still, I mean, them oldies but them goodies still,
was like,
they still put you in a place and send you somewhere.
Yes,
now.
they
can.
They were like the borderline to start us to where we are on this downward spiral of just craziness, where everything is acceptable and okay, like nothing's off the table.
I'm
they talk about it all.
Lately now, I'm really getting into what they call cool jazz.
Okay.
And it's very soothing. And I didn't think I would like it so much because there isn't any words.
Right.
But it's relaxing. And it makes you, when you're driving, I find it puts you in a better mood while you're driving.
Yes.
And you're not so amped and
But then again, that's how God
calming.
brought his music anyway, was to calm us, to relax us, and to, you know, to meditate and help meditate on his word.
Right.
So with that being said, that's why we have to always be conscious of what we're filtering inside of our mind, our body, and our soul.
And you even have to be conscious with jazz because even they will do, they'll play songs that are current now, but you know, it's jazz, so it won't have the words to it. And so you can still reference those. So you really, and I think
put it into an all instrumental.
Exactly. And it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong. It's like, because I love jazz, and like between that and gospel, I try to, you know, keep myself on the straight and narrow. So, you know, that jazz really helps to do that, but it does. And I mean, it's good. Like, they throw down and they do their thing. But I think it's really important because it's an easy thing for us. Like, it's something that our minds and our spirits and our bodies long for, so we can really get behind the music aspect of it. But we really have to be careful. And I know for me, one of the big things is being careful of what the children are listening to at a young age, because they don't know what they're saying. They don't know what they're hearing, but they're listening to it and they're taking it in, and it's becoming a part of their spirit. So, you know, just really being careful for what's fed into them and also for what's fed into us. At the end of the day, if you're jamming to violence, you react violently. I know if it's me, like if I'm listening to hip hop and I haven't heard it in a minute, so I tell my husband all the time between TV and when I listen to him, like, boy, you don't want that.
You ready, huh?
I'm listening to jazz and like somebody cut me off, I'm gonna be cool. But my kids, like, if I'm listening to something crazy, I be like, man, I get so tight. I get like an attitude. Like I told my husband the other day, like, cause this car had rolled by me, they had their music blasting, and I had my gospel on, and I was just like, ooh, I wish I was over there listening to that, cause I'm young too, and I started to roll my window down to try to just act crazy, and I was just like, nigga, you can't do that, like, but it's that music, like, it gets me pumped to where I'm like, man.
But then that's the same thing you say about TV. Because you know what?
That's true.
Because you got to be careful about what you're playing on TV.
You really do.
Because it's really getting to the point now when you're watching TV, you kind of have to be mindful of what you're looking at. Because something could be just as simple as a Hallmark channel. You're watching Hallmark, and I love Hallmark. But sometimes you got to be careful what they're talking about and the subjects that they're talking about. ABC